Good morning, ladies, and happy Thursday. I'm out here on my morning walk. I wasn't sure I was coming out this early because it looked like it was going to be cooler than it is. It's about 75 degrees, which is not too bad. The sun is sunning and doing his thing. And I kind of apologize for not having like consistent times when I'm either gonna go live or do a video or show up in the group. And I say kinda because I'm learning to go with the flow. I'm learning that whenever God says move and I'm nudged by the Holy Spirit, that's the time to move. Not before, not after, but in those moments. Like I really even had a brief moment of, I don't even want to do this. Like I knew when I left the house that I was going to record this video on my walk. And yet I'm out here, it's kind of warm, the sun is really bright. I'm not good with like angles and shadows and all that. So I already said, or more or less told myself, I'll just wait till I get back home. I'll just whatever, instead of actually doing what it was I know I've been nudged to do. So here I am with what I think is going to be a quick Thursday word. Reminder, we fast this evening from 7:30 p.m. to 7:30 a.m., whatever time zone you happen to be in. And I promise, I didn't even mean to say promise, I apologize for the shaking of the video. Like I said, I'm walking and I'm just realizing how much my camera is shaking. 7:30 p.m. to 7:30 a.m., whatever time zone you're in, are our fasting hours. We drink only water between those hours. You can infuse your water with fruit. You can drink coconut water. You can drink sparkling water, like, I guess, Perrier. Not sparkling water, like ice. And I think that's it. I'm walking. I don't have my notes. I'm really just going with the flow right now. Anything I can think of that I usually say that I'm missing right now, I will post in the group when I get settled and situated. Today's message is, what are you prepared to do? And I'm gonna stop because it is hard to walk and talk. Oh my God. What are you prepared to do? And it's so funny that God gave me this particular title for this message. It honestly stems from the movie The Untouchables with Sean Connery and Kevin Costner. And I think Robert De Niro plays Al Capone. One of my favorite movies. I had never heard of that movie till I started dating my husband back in 2003. I'm not sure exactly when we watched it, but we watched it. I fell in love with it. And he and my kids always tease me because they say that my favorite movies, or most of my favorite movies, are sad movies. And I don't think it's a sad movie, but if you're not a sad movie person, if you're like me and you get attached to characters and then those characters die, it can be considered sad. I think it's an awesome movie that has sad parts. And at the close to the end, I don't want to give it away, but close to the end, one of the characters is about to die. And he asks the other character, what are you prepared to do? They've been fighting this battle against Al Capone and trying to figure out how to arrest him. And I think they wound up only getting him on like income tax evasion. But it's like this whole war in the city of Chicago, basically trying to bring Al Capone down. And, you know, he's got his men, his goons out here taking out the police because he knows that they're building a case against him. And this character says, what are, in his like dying breath, he's saying, what are you prepared to do? And God is asking us, what are we prepared to do? We have been fasting and praying and believing him for miracles and overflow and breakthrough and blessings on blessings on blessings. I literally am believing him for Amos 9:13-15 blessings. Read it in the Message. I might even post it in the group. The Message version says that it won't be long now that your blessings are going to come like wine pouring off the mountains. One thing so fast on the heels of the other, it'll make your head swim. And we're believing for these things. We believe God to be God and is able to give us what we are praying for. What he has told us is ours. What he has told us, he will do for us. He will bless us with. He has promised us things that are coming to us because he made promises to our grandmothers, our great grandmothers, our, grandfathers, whoever has been praying for us since we could breathe. There are generations of promises that he has in store for us, but there are also some things that we have been believing for that require certain things of us. Fasting and praying is awesome. Believing in God to be God and having the faith that is required to even be in his presence is awesome. And then there is practicality, and there are things in the natural that we have to do that he is expecting us to do that we're not doing because we're just fasting and praying and having faith. And I have been guilty of that. Before the last few years, I have been that person that, was raised to, child, just trust God. Child, just wait on God. Baby, you got to fast, you got to pray, you got to believe God. You know God is not a man that he should lie. He's going to do what he said he's going to do, and he will. However, we have to do what he has called us to do. We have to do what he's told us to do. And I don't know what he's told you to do. Sometimes I don't know what he's told me to do. Sometimes the things that he has told me to do escape my memory, and I have to go back to him and be like, what am I supposed to be doing? Because nothing's happening. Nothing's moving. I feel it shifting. I know I'm under an open heaven, but nothing is breaking in my favor in the natural yet. The things that you promised me have not made themselves manifest. What do I need to do? God is expecting things from us. He is expecting us to come out of agreement with the spirit of fear, the spirit of chaos and confusion. All of that is the enemy. The spirit of overwhelm, when we're overwhelmed. We're not always overwhelmed. Sometimes we are unorganized. Sometimes our mind is in chaos because that is the way the enemy wants it. And we simply don't know to come out of agreement with that, to bind that devil and cast it into the lake of fire so that we can have peace. We go back to God and meditate on his word that says he will keep us in perfect peace. We have to be aligned not only in him to receive what he has for us, but to hear what it is he is telling us to do and then go forward and do it. We have to, as my grandmother would say, put your hands to the plow. The ground is not going to till itself. The plants are not going to plant themselves. We have to do something. Whatever it is that God has told you to do, has called you to do, has been preparing in your mind for you to do. I know what it feels like to be afraid to try again, to go again, to love again, to do this thing again that didn't seem to amount to anything the last time or the time before that or the time before that. But if God has told you to do it, there is a promise there. There's a blessing there. Something in that even if it's just building your muscles to get to the next level and the bigger thing that he has for you. There's a reason why he's calling you to do it, why he's telling you to do it. Be obedient to that, move on that, and believe that God sees your efforts, he sees your consistency, and he will bless you. And I'm trying to walk again because there's a train. Now I think that's a helicopter. I don't like giving the devil credit for nothing. But clearly, I'm on to something. Clearly, my word, my message from heaven is bigger than I thought it was. And I done made hell mad. And he's trying to shut me up. And he's trying to silence my video or bring so much confusion and chaos and noise that you cannot hear the word that God is giving me to give you. But the devil is a liar. We have a promise waiting for us. We have a promised land that we are supposed to walk into. And I believe that for a lot of us, we are in our promised land year. We are in our season of harvest, but we have to work the land. We have to be obedient. We have to go back and ask God what we're supposed to do. We have to go back and do the same thing that God told us to do that we didn't want to do, that we didn't finish doing, or we weren't consistent in doing in order to get to what it is he has to release to us. And I'm walking again, so now it's quiet. But yeah, I'm not going to keep y'all. Like I said, this is supposed to be a quick word. I'm out here trying to get it in. I pray that you all have an awesome rest of your day, an awesome rest of your week, an awesome upcoming weekend. Just go back to God. Ask God what it is that you need to do, and then do it. Because that is the only way. We are literally fasting and praying for activated faith. That means we have to be active. We have to activate our promises, not only in our faith, not only in our belief and our excitement, but by moving in what we can do in the natural with full expectation that God is moving in the supernatural. The two are going to collide, and where they meet is our promise. Where they meet is our blessing. But we have to do what we are called to do, meant to do, and have the power and the authority in the natural to do in order for what God is going to do for us to come to pass. So you all enjoy your day. And until next time, y'all stay blessed.